The battle for my private road, a fight against tyranny. The price of peace? For me, it was $1.2 million, the cost of my Colorado retreat, a slice of heaven carved into the Rockies. I'd traded a lifetime of corporate warfare for mornings with black coffee, my old hound Rusty by my side, and the kind of quiet that makes you hear your heartbeat. But one crisp April morning, that peace shattered. A low, grinding roar metal on asphalt tripped through my sanctuary. It wasn't a tractor or a plane. It was something invasive, something that didn't belong. I set my mug down, Rusty's ears twitching as he growled. From my porch, I saw it. A cement truck, followed by a parade of construction vehicles, crawling up my private road like they owned it. Dust swirled, and a crack snaked across my porch's foundation. Fury hit me like a freight train. Barefoot, I sprinted down the gravel, waving my arms. "Stop!" I bellowed. The truck hissed to a halt, its driver a stocky guy in a faded tee leaning out with a look of pure confusion. "This is the access for Pine Crest Heights, right?" he said, holding up a smudged map. A green line slashed through my property, labeled construction route. He shrugged. Ms. Lorraine Baxter, head of the HOA, gave us the green light. Lorraine Baxter. Pinecrest Heights HOA. Names that meant nothing to me. I'd bought this land to escape neighbors, HOAs, and their petty rules. "This is private property," I snapped, pointing at the sign they'd ignored. The driver just shifted gears, ready to roll on. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated move. 2 days later, a cream envelope appeared in my mailbox, sealed with a gold Pine Crest logo. The letter inside dripped with arrogance. "Dear community member," it began, though I was no member of theirs. It declared my road essential for their development, citing regional growth and public significance. Worst of all, it mentioned a county hearing in 30 days to rezone my road as a public thoroughfare. This wasn't a request, it was a threat to steal my land legally. Rage gave way to cold resolve. I spread out my deed, survey maps, and title papers like a general planning a counterstrike. My lawyer, Tom Reed, confirmed the HOA's claim was shaky, but warned me. Lorraine wasn't just a power-hungry HOA president. Her brother-in-law, Greg Harlan, sat on the county board. They were playing dirty, and the system might bend in their favor. I didn't wait for the hearing. For 3 days, I became a shadow, driving my beat-up Chevy around Pine Crest, snapping photos of their trucks tearing up my asphalt. I documented every rut, every crack. But Lorraine fought back with her weapons. An anonymous animal control complaint about Rusty, a fire marshal visit over my woodpile, and Pine Crest lackeys pacing the public road by my land, snapping photos of my house. It was psychological warfare, designed to break me. Then came the bombshell. Tom called. "Good news, they have no legal claim to your road." Bad news. Lorraine's fast-tracking a new petition, framing it as an emergency infrastructure issue. Greg's influence might push it through. The system I trusted was rigged. Doubt crept in, but despair? Never. If they controlled the board, I'd change the battlefield. Late that night, poring over county maps, I found it. Lot 42A, a quarter-acre of scrubland where my road met the highway. A forgotten parcel, tax delinquent, owned by a defunct company. It was the choke point, the key to locking them out. Lorraine couldn't vote her way past a deed. By dawn, I'd tracked down the owner, Frank Dawson, a retired ad exec in Tampa. Over coffee, I called him. "Mr. Dawson, I want to buy Lot 42A. I'll offer $12,000 cash." He laughed. "That worthless dirt. Deal." Then he dropped a bomb. "Funny thing, some lady from Pine Crest called this morning, offered the same. Said her contract's coming tomorrow." Lorraine had sniffed out the same weakness. The race was on. "Frank," I said, voice steady, "I'll double at $24,000, cash, no contingencies. My lawyer will email a 1-page contract in an hour. The money's yours by tomorrow." Silence. "Then, send the papers." I hung up, heart pounding, and called Tom. "We're buying land. Move fast." Tom drafted the contract, and Frank signed it within minutes. By noon, the deed was filed. That night, I called in favors from contractors I'd known for years. At 5 a.m., while Pinecrest slept, my crew rolled in. By 7 a.m., a 2-foot-thick concrete wall spanned Lot 42A, topped with a 12-foot steel gate. New sign screamed, "Private property. No access. Violators prosecuted." Rusty barked his approval. At 10 a.m., Lorraine's silver SUV pulled up. Through binoculars, I watched her smug grin fade to shock, then fury, as she stared at the barrier. She didn't knock. She didn't need to. The wall said it all. A week of blissful silence followed, but Lorraine wasn't done. A process server delivered a lawsuit. Pinecrest HOA versus John Harlan. No relation to Greg, thankfully. They claimed I was obstructing essential infrastructure. I smiled. Good, I told Rusty. Let's settle this where facts matter. The game changer came from an unlikely ally, Ed Murray, a Pinecrest resident fed up with Lorraine's reign. He slipped me an email she'd accidentally sent to the HOA list, revealing her plan to pocket a $20,000 consulting fee for securing my road. It wasn't about community, it was about her greed. In court, Pinecrest's lawyers spun a tale of progress and painted me as a selfish hermit. Tom countered with surgical precision. My deed, the HOA's rejected easement request, photos of my damaged road, and the deed to Lot 42A. The courtroom buzzed when he revealed I'd bought the access point. Lorraine's team played their last card, a notarized document from my land's previous owner, granting Pinecrest an easement. It smelled like fraud. Tom was ready. He video called the former owner, who laughed. That's not my signature. Looks too neat. The courtroom gasped. Lorraine's face turned gray. Judge Henry Walsh didn't hesitate. Pinecrest's claims are baseless, he ruled. He banned them from my land, awarded me $100,000 in damages, and referred the forged document to the DA for fraud charges. Lorraine's empire crumbled with one gavel strike. The fallout was swift. The developer bailed, leaving Pinecrest's project in ruins. The DA's investigation tainted Lorraine's name. At an HOA meeting streamed live by a vengeful resident, Ed read the damning email aloud. A vote ousted Lorraine unanimously. She fled to Nevada, her house sold at a loss. Pinecrest changed. Lawns sprouted quirky decorations. A tire swing appeared on a public tree. I leaned into my victory, commissioning a mural on my wall. A cartoon truck tumbling off a cliff, with a plaque reading, "Private Road, built on bad choices." A local brewery named a beer No Easement IPA. It was damn good. A year later, I threw a barbecue at the gate. Tom, Ed, and half the town showed up. The star? A concrete statue of a stern woman, suspiciously like Lorraine, was tagged Karen with a plaque. No passage without consent. Guests roared with laughter, snapping photos. As the sun set, AC/DC's Back in Black blared, and I raised a No Easement IPA. This wasn't just revenge, it was rebuilding peace, stronger than before. The wall, the statue, the party, they were proof that justice, well fought, tastes sweeter than any brisket. What do you think? Was I right to fight fire with fire, or should I have sought a quieter path? Share your thoughts below, especially on standing up to bullies and injustice. Let's hear your stance.